Morning poured through the windows like melted gold. Adesuwa's laughter drifted from the kitchen where Tara argued with toast. Too small for the butter. And Amadi clapped from his high chair, delighted at chaos. Ifeanyi stood at the counter, coffee cooling in his hand, pretending to scroll Luminatech dashboards. In truth, he was staring at the same message that had arrived the night before. Hey, it's Ada. Congrats on the cover. There's something you should know about someone close to you at Luminatech. We should talk tonight. He'd locked the phone, left it face up, convinced himself that honesty could be staged like decor. But words once read, "Move in." Luminatech hummed with post-victory noise. Clinic triage live in 2 states. The education dashboard praised on national radio. Everyone spoke his name with reverence. Bridge the boardroom made good. But success draws eyes, and eyes breed stories. And somewhere between those stories, Ada found her opening. Adesuwa in thought. He's smiling but not home. The way a man looks when his mind is somewhere he shouldn't return to. I know that look. I wore it once when I doubted us. The email was polite, almost sterile. Subject, Data Security Advisory, urgent consult. Ada N., now head of a boutique analytics firm, temporarily assisting regional banks. She'd spotted suspicious data patterns matching Luminatech's systems. Could be nothing, she wrote. But I thought you want to see. Protocol said forward to IT. Memory said reply. He chose memory. By even they sat opposite each other at Cafe Vine. Ikoyi quiet, coffee disappointing, nostalgia loud. Still late, she teased. Still dramatic, he countered. Work talk dissolved into laughter about exam weeks. Candlelight study sessions, promises written in chalk. When she rose to leave, she touched his arm. You're different now, she said, eyes tracing him like a page she hadn't finished reading. But not unreachable. Ada, inwardly. He still carries that ache to prove himself. The kind that answers any hand that says, you're understood. Perfect leverage. Luminatech prepared for a board audit. Ifeanyi's calendar bled red. Still, Ada's warning stuck like a pebble in his shoe. She sent logs, packet traces, encrypted attachments. Someone inside is copying prototypes, she said. He ran tests. Anomalies blinked back. Not huge, but real. He told himself he needed her expertise for safety. He invited her in after hours. Unofficial, invisible. Adesuwa was in Abuja that week finalizing the digital education grant. 3 days, she'd said on video call. Then I'm home. The timing was perfect. Too perfect. Under Luminatech's sterile light, Ada arrived. They leaned over screens, shoulders almost touching. Her perfume whispered memory. When her finger brushed his hand tracing code, he didn't move away quickly enough. Adesuwa, from afar in her hotel room, sensing distance over call. He sounds polite instead of warm. That's how men sound when something small begins. You don't need proof. Your body translates it before your brain does. For days afterward, Ifeanyi moved like a man learning gravity again. Ada appeared in small ways. Quick update, emails, late-night calls that began technical and ended human. He told himself it was work. Adesuwa told herself to trust him. At home, Tara practiced her debate, demanding his attention. Dad, focus. Education's a new oil, right? He smiled without hearing the words. Adesuwa watched him through steam rising from the sink. You look tired, she said. He smiled too easily. Audit season. But even silence can smell someone else. Tea began as gratitude. Ada insisted on thanking him for protecting her integrity. One dinner, she said. Professional courtesy. They met in an Italian place near Marina. The city outside rumbled, the table between them shrank. Wine softened edges that should have stayed sharp. I've always admired how you think, Ada said. Adesuwa was lucky. He laughed, nervous, guilt flickering like candlelight. She reached across and rested her hand on his. Time rolled back 10 years. When rain started, they ran for cover. She slipped, he caught her. The laughter collapsed into breathless silence. He drove her home. At her door, just a minute to dry off. He followed. What happened wasn't grand or loud. Just a kiss that lasted one breath too long. One touch that said we shouldn't, but also we already did. Morning came wrapped in regret. Ada, sitting by the window after he left. Mission half done. Guilt grows faster than love, and guilt makes people predictable. He woke on her couch, clothes untouched, conscience not. Ada handed him coffee. Nothing happened we can't forget, she said. But memory disagreed. Outside, the sun punished. He drove home rehearsing silence. The gate opened. Tara yelled "Daddy," and ran into his legs. Amadi squealed from his walker. Adesuwa stirred soup that smelled like forgiveness. He almost confessed right there. Almost. But almost has never saved anyone. Adesuwa, inward thought as he hugs her. There it is again, that extra heartbeat before his smile. Something cracked. He's trying to hold the pieces. Adesuwa noticed a scent of guilt before the gossip blogs ever would. You're distracted, she said. He kissed her forehead. Just stress. But at Luminatech, Ada's neutral emails came like raindrops tapping glass. Brief, harmless, rhythmic. Each one a quiet reminder. One line chilled him. We both know secrets leak eventually. He deleted it instantly, but the message lived where deletion can't reach. Beneath her charm, Ada's motive hardened. Years ago, her startup had lost a government bid. One Luminatech won. Bitterness aged into strategy. She began recording. A photo here, a chat there, a proof of proximity dossier. Her plan simple: break Luminatech's golden couple, fracture its public image, take the contracts they'd lose. Her grin hid war. Ada to herself, every empire forgets who helped it rise. I'll remind them with headlines and proof. It broke on a Wednesday. A gossip site uploaded a blurry picture. His car outside Ada's building. The headline purred. Power couple cracking at Luminatech? By noon, the board whispered. By evening, Adesuwa had proof. She confronted him without fury. Tell me the truth once, she said. He did. Not everything, but enough. Her silence weighed more than shouting. Tara heard fragments through the hallway wall. She didn't ask, but her music got louder. Adesuwa, privately. I gave him every open door, and he found the locked one. Luminatech's PR spun the tale of temporary turbulence. Investors smiled tightly. Adesuwa stepped back for personal reasons. Ifeanyi offered to resign. The board refused. Numbers still bowed to him, but trust became a rare currency. At home, conversations shortened. Tara used intermediaries. Mom said dinner's ready. Mom said don't be late. Amadi babbled new words that meant nothing but sounded like peace if you listened kindly. The house grew quiet, not broken, just breathless. A month later, Ada's firm landed a subcontract Luminatech once owned. It was her checkmate. She sent one last text. No hard feelings. Some lessons need pain. He didn't respond, but he didn't delete it either. Ada, watching news reports. He'll spend months rebuilding what I burned in one night. People call it vengeance. I call it equilibrium. Weeks became months. Ifeanyi's reflection looked like a man waiting for permission to hope. He still delivered results. He still led meetings. But inside, everything was held together with tape. At night, he'd hover over Amadi's crib whispering, "You'll do better than me." He wrote Adesuwa letters he never sent. I'm sorry for making our story ordinary. I'm sorry for letting her in where work should have been enough. He stacked them in a drawer next to his wedding watch, both reminders of better timing. When Adesuwa returned to the boardroom, she did so like a queen who'd learned patience was sharper than rage. I'm resuming full duties, she told the board. But this time we do a sweep. Every contract, every vendor, every name tied to Ada N. The directors nodded carefully. They could feel it. Mercy had left the building. In the hallway, she passed Ifeanyi. You've done good work, she said. Trying to, he murmured. I know. Trying isn't the same as fixing. Her heels clicked away, each step a verdict. Adesuwa's thoughts. Revenge doesn't need noise. It just needs sequence. Weeks later, calm returned in disguise. Tara laughed again. Amadi finally said, Mama. The house began pretending to heal. One night, Ifeanyi tucked the children in. Adesuwa leaned on the doorway. smiling faintly. "You've rebuilt trust at work," she said. He exhaled, hopeful. "I just want peace." She nodded. "Peace is a process." He fell asleep early, relieved. Adesuwa stayed up, laptop open, the screen's glow carving light onto her face. The folder read El Reclaim Initiative. Inside, project drafts, silent alliances with old investors, a document tagged Phase 1, reset, and another locked Phase 2, separation protocol. She closed the lid softly, then opened her phone. A message from Ada blinked at the top of her screen. "Still think you're untouchable? Check your inbox." 9 a.m. Adesuwa smiled faintly. "Type back. I built the inbox. See you there." In the quiet hallway, Tara stirred, whispering in sleep. "Daddy?" Adesuwa stood by her daughter's door, watching the small hand clutch a stuffed lion. The same toy Ifeanyi had bought years ago when he promised, "Nothing will hurt us." She whispered, "Nothing will. Not anymore." Then she walked back to her desk, opened a new file titled Counter-Strike, and underlined the heading. Both of them will learn. The night outside was gentle, the house calm, the screens waiting. But peace was only pretending.
Temptation won the battle. Trust bled quietly. But beneath Adesuwa's calm, something ruthless wakes. Next time, silence won't be her weapon. Power will. Stay tuned for next episode. Like, subscribe, and share tales of love and revenge.